What's up, guys? And hopefully let's start off with you guys are safe. You guys are staying healthy, your family and even your friends are all healthy. And even though seems to be an impossibility with the growing numbers, I do want to share some information as far as what's going on in the market, especially if you're a homeowner, and what this whole stimulus package is going to mean for you. So let's dive right into this and let's find out how it's going to affect you. Now, if you're new to the channel, we talk about things that are wealth related, how to get out of debt, and ultimately how to become mortgage debt free, and ultimately how the market is going to impact you, such as the market now. So if this is your first time, consider subscribing as I share this information every single week. That being said, the stimulus package has been released. And to put things lightly, it's going to help a lot of Americans. It's going to help a lot of people out in a time of need. The biggest thing that I want to focus on is a couple things really, but let's talk about the forbearance when it comes to these home ownerships and mortgages. And if you're not aware, if you're an existing homeowner, you do have now a grace period to where you don't have to make a mortgage payment. That being said, that's where it's really confusing for a lot of homeowners, in the sense that they have the idea that it's free money.
You know, this is supposed to be limited to if you've lost your job, you've lost income. You know, please, if you haven't lost your job, continue paying. You know, their servicing capacity in the industry is down by 25-30%. We have to triage this like everything else. So it's important that if viewers are listening and they're thinking about trying to hold their liquidity for a month, if you can pay your mortgage, please do so, because we really need to focus on those people who can't.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development is providing immediate relief to renters and homeowners by suspending all foreclosures and evictions until the end of April.
About the mortgage. Yeah. So if you have a mortgage that's backed by the government, a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac, or if you're on a Federal Housing Administration loan, FHA loan, the government has announced a 60-day moratorium on all evictions and foreclosures, even the ones that are already in progress. So that gives you a break.
Now that may sound great in the sense of, well, hey, I don't have to make a mortgage payment this month. That's really going to go a long way. And to some families, yes, 100%. However, you have to keep in mind, the forbearance does not mean it's forgivable. It does not mean that they're going to dissolve these payments. At some point, you're going to have to make that payment. Either they're going to spread it out through the life of the loan, however many years you have left, or you'll be able to make one lump sum, or they're going to tack it into your loan amount. They haven't actually figured all that out. We're still on ground zero when it comes to how forbearance is going to impact homeowners. One of the bigger problems that I see as a loan originator is going to be, let's say a homeowner does decide to, file for forbearance. And it's probably important to know this, that to qualify for forbearance, it's just as simple as calling up your lender and saying, hey, I'm unable to make my mortgage payment due to this whole COVID-19 pandemic. It's affected my business, or I'm out of work, whatever the case may be. And lenders have to honor that. There is no hardship letter or hardship steps that they have to provide to show that, which is a little bit different than our 2008 crisis that we had. There had to be some form of hardship. This is where it's different. And that's kind of where I see that to be a bigger issue down the road for existing homeowners. And, I feel like I should just say this in the sense that if you truly cannot make your mortgage payment for whatever reason, because of what's impacting right now with COVID-19, maybe your business being attacked by it, then yes, this is perfect for you. But if you are in a position to where you can still make your mortgage payments and your business hasn't necessarily slowed down, maybe you're on a salary, but now you're working remote and you're still able to work, there are still essential businesses out there that are working, make your mortgage payment. Don't find this as an opportunity to save a couple bucks down the road. And here's the reason why. It's because once you go into a forbearance, right, the normal guideline is once you're in a forbearance, it's treated like a pre-foreclosure. And so for future financing, let's say you do decide you want to refinance out of it, or maybe you want to sell your place and get another home because of what's going on, and you're going to be utilizing a mortgage, that forbearance is going to come up. And now it's not written in stone that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or even Ginnie Mae, point being is that they haven't put anything in writing stating that these are going to be forgivable in the future. They are making them forgivable now, meaning servicers and lenders are not going to report you 30 days late. So as long as that you were current all the way through March 31st. One of the questions that I'm getting from not only realtors, but even past clients is, how is this going to impact our housing market? I do want to shed some light in the sense of the strength of our housing market right now. The fact that we have a strong housing market is really kind of a saving grace in the sense that buyers can still buy and sellers can still sell. As far as how they're able to do that, that's where we're in new territory, where virtual tours are being done, where there's online closings or electronic closings, if you will. Like, that's kind of like the shift that we're making. But essentially, housing prices are not going to be falling. Like, we're not in that same type of market where it was a mixture of bad mortgages and bad loans and people just couldn't make their mortgage payment because it started to balloon on them. We're not in that type of market, and we're not in a housing bubble. We do have issues going on with our economy, and there are plenty of programs that they just implemented, like our stimulus package. It's a $2 trillion stimulus package. I believe like $350 billion is going directly towards Americans that make less than $75,000, and even to married couples that are making less than $150,000, they could qualify for a certain amount. I believe it's upwards to about $1,200 and $2,400 for married couples. And there's also programs for small businesses, and this is a forgivable loan, and you have to file for it, and it's giving you up to about a $10,000 loan in the event that you're a sole proprietor, or maybe you're a small business and you have a couple of employees. Like, those are programs out there that are really truly helping people. So that being said, just want to throw caution to the wind in the event that you're an existing homeowner and you are able to continue to make your mortgage payment. By all means, keep on pressing forward. You know, you'll thank me later, figuratively speaking, but you'll be a lot happier and glad that you did. In the event that you're a renter, HUD did pass some new, let's call it guidelines, if you will, that evictions are put on hold during this whole pandemic for at least 180 days. That's not to say that you should stop paying your rent, because ultimately, when this all blows over, or when we all get through this, those rent payments are still going to become due. And for whatever reason, if they decide to evict you after the fact, that could very well end up on your credit, and it could impact you for any future home ownership you're going to be looking into. So I guess the message I really want to get across to a lot of folks is, you know, don't try to short the system in the event that we're in this whole pandemic, right? If you truly do have financial strain and needs, there are different outlets. If you're a renter, each county is going to be different. They do have rent assistance reliefs. If you're a homeowner, as I just demonstrated and went over, there's plenty of relief, different types of programs and options for you, such as the forbearance. But some lenders are even flexible in the sense of letting you make your mortgage payment a little bit late without you going into forbearance. So that's something that you literally want to pick up the phone and get on a call with your existing lender and find out what your options are. That being said, guys, hopefully this information serves you well. If you got some good information out of this video, please hit that subscribe button and whack that notification bell, so that way you know every week I'll be dropping some more information about what's going on in the market and how it's going to impact you. Outside of that, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.